Well, hello. Danny Garola here with Stampin' the Pink Barn. Well, we are on our week 80, our episode 80, I guess you would say. I know I was supposed to do a live yesterday and wound up having a couple of little farm things come up, and it took way longer than what I was anticipating. So therefore, I decided to do a live, not so live. So I will be pre-recording this video and then posting it for you guys so you're not missing this week's cards. Because let me tell you, I have some adorable cards to share with you guys. But first, let's get into our news for the month of March, since we are starting March out. Today is the 1st, and like I said, I was supposed to go live yesterday, but it didn't happen, so we're going to do it as if today is a new day, new month, which it is. So, okay, a couple of things that I need to share with you guys because we are jam-packed full of new promotions for the month of March. So don't fret if you missed any of the celebrations items that you wanted to get and you just couldn't make it happen. It's okay. Remember, Stampin' Up! Has now decided to do 2 rounds of celebrations. So you will get another opportunity later in the year. It will be different products, but I'm going to guarantee you're going to love anything that comes out. You may not like it all, but there's going to be some, products in there that you're going to want to have. So don't feel too, crazy that you missed out, because you will have another celebrations coming up. I know it's going to be really, really weird for me because I'm used to seeing your guys' comments on my other device, and that's not going to happen today. So I'm going to try to stay on track because normally you guys keep me on track with asking me questions and stuff. But okay, to start out, this is happening now. This is so exciting, you guys. Oh my gosh. Have you guys been looking at this mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine? I always keep it right here on my desk because it's so portable. It's not heavy. Yes, it does have a little bit of weight to it just because it's a machine, but it is not like the Big Boss. So I highly recommend everyone having one of these little machines. They are incredible. And right now is the best time to get it because you're going to save 20% on that machine. It comes with all of the plates that you're going to need. So it's going to come with your specialty plate for your 3D folders. And yes, we do sell the mini 3D folders for this machine. It's going to come with, and mine are pretty haggard, but nonetheless, they still work. It's going to come with your number 1 plate. It's going to come with both of your cutting plates, and you can decide which one you want as your top and your bottom. But I always suggest that you keep one as your bottom plate, which is going to get all destroyed like this because that's where the cutting is going to happen. And then your other one is the one that's going to go on top. Okay, and then this one is separate for your 3D embossing folders. Now you're going to use these plates, and I think it's just this one and this one when you go to run a regular, not 3D embossing folder through. Okay, so it is 20% savings right now. So it's normally $60. You're going to score this little gem for $48. So if you are traveling, if you go to, card conventions and you go to any kind of scrapbooking or anything like that, and you always want your machine to be with you, this is the machine for you. Now, note, it will not fit every die in it because it is smaller. So if you have big dies, you're going to need the big machine. But this is perfect for those smaller, like little banners or anything like that that you're going to need. But if that wasn't just enough right there for them to give you that amazing deal at 20% off, they've also included, I think there is 13 different bundles also at a 20% discount. So right now they are, let me make sure you guys are in frame what I'm doing here. Okay. So, again, because I'm not seeing myself on here, I want to make sure everything is in frame here. All Squared Away is a bundle. So you have the stamps and the dies. They are doing Art Gallery, Beauty of Friendship, Celebrate Sunflowers, Garden Wishes, Hydrangea Haven, Pansy Patch, Quiet Meadows, Seascape Bundle, The Sweet as a Peach Bundle, Welcoming Window Bundle, What's Cooking Bundle, and the Wild Cats Bundle. All of these items are 20% off. So just know some of them are in our catalogs, but you cannot get them as the bundle right now. So typically when you see a bundle in any of our catalogs, they are going to be at a 10% discount. Well, these were in a previous catalog of ours as a bundle and they were 10% off. But now that they're in the catalog, you have to purchase these separately. So you can buy the stamps and the dies separately. And so you're not getting that discount anymore. So now they've brought these back and let you get them at a 20% discount and combine them both as a together item. So you'll see that there's a couple different things on here that say returning faves. And that means that they might be in the catalog right now, but they're separated. So you're going to get that discount on them again, like you would when they first went in the catalogs. All right. So that's the first thing. Also, and I'm going to be playing with this for you guys today. This is the oceans, or the waves of the ocean. Gorgeous products right here. I don't live anywhere by the ocean. I guess if I went to Mexico, I could, but I'm in Arizona. We don't have an ocean front by us. I know they've said Arizona is going to be oceanfront property for God knows how many years, but I'm not holding my breath. But anyways, this will take you to the ocean, and it is an amazing set. So you can buy the whole collection at one time using just this one code if you want it all. But if you want to break it up and you want to buy different items on its own, or maybe you want the whole bundle, but then you still want to buy another one of these gems, because let me tell you, this is the only items that are going inside of our annual catalog that is coming up in May. These items will be discontinued. And holy smokes, artichokes, you guys are going to want this paper because it is so amazing with these products. You know, Stampin' Up, they always make sure our items coordinate so perfectly. And these, again, are another one of those things. And I'm going to show this off to you guys today. All right, all together is still, oh, and let me tell you, this one goes through March 1st, today, through May 2nd. Now, the reason why they say that is because these items, again, like I've already said, these items are not going to be continuing, but these are. All together. Now, this is one of those that is a pretty much exclusive early release collection because of the fact that none of these items will be going in the new catalog besides the pins. So if you want this set, you need to snatch it now. I know the pins are getting close to being, what do they say, on back order because they have been such a hot item right now that they kind of anticipate that the more people that keep ordering these, because since they're live to you guys, before they get their next shipment, these might need to go back on back order. Not saying that you can't order them, you just won't get them as soon as you normally would. They're going to go on back order and you'll get them as soon as they get them in. The paper is amazing because, of course, it's black and white. And who doesn't like just the black and white paper? Because you can add any colors you want to it. So that goes through May 2nd. And like I said, the only item that is going to be carrying over are the pens. Look at this. Is this not the cutest stinking thing you've ever seen? This is a new promotion that they are doing, or it's not necessarily a promotion, it's a new kit. So you guys remember when I showed you guys the magnet board, that was a kit that they started. And then they've also decided to bring out another one really close in proximity of each other, which is kind of surprising. But I saw this and I just thought, oh my goodness, we don't have enough like little boy things. I mean, and not even that this has to be a little boy. You can do a million things with it, but or baby or anything like that. This is such a cute kit. So this is, if you signed up for my newsletter, I just sent an email out morning that has this included in it, and it tells you all about it. Otherwise, you can go right into the store. It does not start until tomorrow, so you may not find any information on it yet. So you might have to wait till tomorrow and look up the Robot Buddies kit, and then you will see. And it's almost like a paper pumpkin, but it comes with 2 ink spots in this because you've got some great colors that coordinate in there. It will make 9 cards with your coordinating envelopes. All right, you guys. So you know how I'm always showing you guys my current host code that I'm using. And I'm always telling you guys, hey, put this host code in at the end of when you're, doing your checkout process. It's what helps me be able to keep bringing you guys these free videos and to show you guys the free cards and how to make them and all those kinds of things. So when you go to enter this in, I know a lot of people go, wait a minute, where do I enter that? So to start out, always make sure that you are shopping with me. It's going to say my name up here, and it's going to have a picture of me holding the current catalog. Over here, once you hit that checkout button, it's going to take you where it's going to say you're shopping with me. Right below that is where you're going to take this, which you can find it over on my blog. And it's normally always posted to my Facebook page and over on the YouTube, here on the YouTube page if you're watching from YouTube. This will always be in the comments, the descriptions of the videos that I'm doing. You can always just run your cursor over that and copy and paste it. And you can add it right in to this area where it says add host code. I still have a few of the adhesive kits left. This is probably something I will continue doing. I will just make sure I always have a couple on hand. So with this, you are going to pay $35. That's it. That includes your shipping. That includes your tax. Everything that you see here, you will get in your kit. It comes with a clear mesh bag. It comes with a 6-inch clear ruler. And let me tell you the reason why I picked the clear ruler to add in here is because it is so helpful when you are on your cardstock and you want to see exactly where your paper is lining up. So say if you're over here, you can see through that ruler. So I love clear rulers for that reason. It's going to come with a sand eraser, an adhesive remover, a brand new pack of mini glue dots, a green glue, multi-glue. It's going to come with mini Stampin' Dimensionals and regular size dimensionals. It's going to have a pack of Terran tape as well. And you can get all the information on that. It's always at the end of each one of my blog posts. You can read more about that. And I take... I do PayPal, I can do Facebook Pay, I can do, what's the other, cash check, but with check, always know that it's going to take you a little bit longer to receive your stuff because clearly I have to wait for the check to clear the bank. All right, here is the other kit that you guys have seen me show off to you guys. This is called the, Celebrate, oh, I just lost it. Anyways, Celebrate Tomorrow or Celebrate Today or something like that. It is a magnet board that you will get all these little embellishments to hang these little folder-like pockets that you can either hang this on your refrigerator, in the kitchen, put little recipe cards in there, the recipes of the week. Say you have a meal plan that you do weekly. You can put your little recipe cards in there, write your own little recipes on the little tags that they give you in this. Great little idea. It comes with everything that you need to make this. And the paper pumpkin of the month is Beyond the Horizons. This runs through March 10th. So don't wait till March 11th because it will be no longer available and the new kit will be up and running. So if you want this, you need to jump on it now so you don't forget about it and be like, oh, geez, I forgot that one. This one, again, is one of those huge hot items because everybody loves the Horizon paper and the new Horizon set that we have in the mini catalog. And so this is featuring that, but not only is it your normal paper pumpkin that comes with your ink spot and that kind of stuff, they're giving their customers a free stamp set inside of here. So not only are you going to get your normal stamp set that goes with this, but they're including another full sheet of stamps that go inside of this one as well. It's a thank you for their paper pumpkin customers. All right, and the link to that is also going to be in the description of this video. Mystery stamping is coming up on February, or no, hold on. I need to take this off because it's done. I forgot we are on the 1st now. It is going to be Wednesday the 16th. We are going to do our mystery stamping. And so that always happens at 6 p.m. Facebook Live. I already have a event set up and created in my Facebook group or my Facebook page. So you can always go there and you can click you're interested or click that you're going, and you will always get reminders of when that's happening. So on the 9th of March, I will post all the supplies that you need for the card that we're going to be making. Now, the mystery of that is we are all going to be using different product, because I'm going to pick what I'm going to use, but your items are not going to be the same. We're all going to be using the same dimensions of product, but it's all going to be different colors, different stamp choices, different die cutting choices. And that's what makes it so fun, because we're all technically creating the same card, but they're also different in so many ways. And it's really fun to see that. So I create the card with you guys on the 16th. So I always give you guys a week to get your supplies ready. Then you guys come in to my Facebook Live on the 16th. You sit down and you create the card with me. I give you till the 20th, which is Sunday, to get your cards created. So say you can't be live with me on the 16th. You have the 17th, 18th, 19th, and normally the morning of the 20th, because I don't do it right away. I normally don't do the drawing until the evening. You have all that time to go back and watch the replay video, find out what you need to make the card, and make your own card. Post the pictures of that card that you have created over on my Facebook secret group. It's called Pink Barn Stampers Group. You're going to want to request to join that. I will let you in the group. And then you want to post a picture underneath the picture that I have made for the month of the card that I've made of the month. You're going to post a picture of your card in the comments, and you will be entered into a drawing that I do on the 20th. Like I said, you have until that day to post your card on there. And I do a drawing and I send whoever the winner is. And now it is not off of skill on your card. It's all about participation. Okay. I am not that person. And it is all done randomly. I use a random website that picks the names. I just plug everybody's names in there and it randomly picks who is the winner. So just to let you guys know, that's all the things. Whew, that was a tough one to get through. It seemed like there was an awful lot going on this month. Oh, I needed to take a drink after that one. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I was kind of trying to debate what I wanted to do, whether or not I wanted to do the waves card first. I'm actually making 2 different ones today because they are so amazing. And like I said, it really takes you, to the surf and the sand and the beach and the smells of the ocean and the sounds of the seagulls. But you know what? Because it's kind of one of those inky projects that I'm going to be making, I think I'm going to start with the St. Patrick's Day card. And oh my goodness, you guys. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not my design. I am casing this off of another person that I saw. And I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot remember her name. And I can't find the stinking post that she made. And I can't remember if it was on Facebook that I saw it. I can't remember if it was on Pinterest. I have searched and I can't find it. So if she sees this, just know I am so sorry that I forgot your name and I didn't write it down, but kudos to you because this card is amazing and that's why I am casing your card. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the stamp sets. I am using the Rainbow of Happiness. I know, right? You're probably thinking, how the heck is she going to make a St. Patrick's Day card out of that? Oh boy, you guys just wait. All right, so what I have done is I have taken all the pieces of the rainbow because this set, each one of the rainbow pieces is separate, okay? So you're going to see I'm going to come out with all these different rainbow pieces. And let me grab my chamois really quick because I'm pretty sure I cleaned all these. Ooh, that's a loud noise. I better lay it on there. And then the only little die that I'm going to use for this card is I'm going to be using the little clouds. So I'm and this border piece right here I will be using, but I'm going to show you guys all that in just a second here. All right, and then I'm going to be using the sentiment that says, "You make me happy." And then these are the color choices. We're going to be using Evening Evergreen, Old Olive, Soft Seafoam. Do you guys see where I'm going here? See this green? And then we're also going to need Versamark, but I'm not going to tell you what we're doing with the Versamark yet because that's kind of the whole, that's kind of the whole surprise of this card to making it that St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so this is our card base. This is 11 by 4 1/4. I'm going to score it at, because since it's running against the grain, we need to score our card. Otherwise, if it was a normal 8.5 by 5.5 and you were gonna just fold it in half, you don't have to worry about scoring it because it's with the grain. But when you cut it this way, it takes it against the grain, so you wanna score. All right, so I am taking this card base and I am flipping it kind of like a booklet, I guess you would say, a book. Ew, I don't know what the heck just, oh, I guess the part rubbed off, but that's okay. We're going to be covering that, so we're not going to be worrying about that too much. But that, there we go. All right, then we're going to need a piece of Evening Evergreen, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I did was I took this Tasteful Textiles, and I'm going to run that through my embossing machine. Now, again, this is one of those folders that I was saying that cannot be ran through our mini, but we do have these, and I haven't even opened these yet. I just got this in my last order. This is one of those 3D embossing folders, but they are the perfect size for your mini machines. Now, when you order the minis embossing folders, you get 2. So you'll get 2 different designs that run right through that little mini machine. All right, so let me run this big one through. Now with this folder, it doesn't add a whole heck of a lot to see, but just that little bit of texture really adds quite a look to a card. All right, so that's gonna go there, and see, that's why I said you're not gonna see those little gooblies that my embossing or my bone folder decided to leave on my card. So you'll see that that's gonna cover that, so we're all good. That's going to be the mat or the layer of our card. Then I have, what did I do with my white piece? Well, I guess I'm going to have to cut some white. Hold on a second. I thought I had my white piece cut, but apparently not. So let me take this out, unless I stuck it in the wrong, nope. Okay, so let's cut a piece of white. So I am going to need this to be 4 by, I'm going to say 4 by 3 1/2. So 4 by 3 1/2. Okay, and now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to keep my 4 going lengthwise, and then my 3 1/2 is going to be my height. Now this is where I was saying I'm going to come in with this, well, maybe I'm going to come in with this little border piece right here. And now when I line this up, you guys are going to see how to do this. get my plates situated since I just had the black plate on there, which was the specialty plate. And I'm going to lay this right bumped up, but watching these two indents, I want to make sure those are lined up. See how this goes in and then in? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then make sure those indents are on each side because I want there to be a even number of little rainbow loopy scallops on the bottom there. So let me get this ran through. Now I could probably run this through my mini, but because of the width, I want to make sure I really get it even. And this way it gives me a little bit of more wiggle room being able to do it here on my big machine. And that's why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so I'm going to grab the whole plate because of the fact that it has all these little pieces. Okay, so see, that's how that's going to come out, just like that. Okay, and then let's get rid of this. And then I grabbed a piece of old olive. Now this is, I think, 5.5 by 1 1/4. And I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it down towards the bottom because I'm going to leave this space to adhere it to the back of this. And you guys will see what I'm talking about as soon as I do this. And again, I'm going to do it with no rhyme or reason of sticking this one on there because I'm going to stagger these rainbows on there. And that's why I made it longer, so I can make sure that that I have enough space, because I'll cut off the extra that I don't need on there. So let me get this ran through. That's why I didn't cut these ahead of time, because I really wanted to show you how it needs to kind of go through the machine to make sure everything kind of gets cut correctly. Okay, here's all this. And I always see when some of these get stuck in here, I always take it to my garbage and tap it, and then all those little pieces will fall out. Okay, and then I'm going to put this away so I don't lose that border. And then here is my green piece, and we got a little straggler here. So let me grab my take your pick tool. And I always keep mine with this little piercer end on there so I can get rid of any little pokies that I need to take out. And then just dump this into the garbage. All right, so this is where I was saying I'm going to take this and see, I can line it up where it would be even with that, but that's not what I want to do. I want to take it where it's staggered on those little rainbows. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue back here, but I'm going to go up higher, or I could technically put some glue on the back of this so I don't get any glue coming out of this little rainbow border area. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this and just set it right on the edge of that and then stick that down where these are barely touching those little corner bits of the rainbow. Okay, then where the heck did I put my snips? Oh, I put them away. Imagine that, I put something away. All right, then I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to follow the white paper and then I'm going to do the same thing over here, just like that. See how cute that is? Okay, now let's do our rainbow. All right, so let me move my dies because we won't need those until we do the what are they called? The clouds, that's the word that I'm looking for. Jeez. but I need to grab out the paper so I can do the clouds. All right, so with this, I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment first because I want that kind of down towards the bottom. And I am going to use Stays On with that. And get it all over my finger in the same sense. Okay, and when I put this down, I want to make sure I leave a little bit of space because I'm going to run some gold ribbon down on that lower part. Beautiful. Ah, where's the lid? There we go. Okay, then I'm going to grab my Evening Evergreen, starting with the darkest color. And I'm going to put a little scrap underneath here just in case. And then what I'm going to do to keep this color nice and kind of dark is I'm going to just put hot breath on this. I'm going to like huff on it, like, you know, when you were a kid and you used to do the school bus windows and then write little smiley faces and stuff. So I'm just going to fog it up and then stamp that down. Just like that. Give it some even pressure and just hold it so it winds up marinating into that cardstock, and then pull it off. Okay, there's that one. Then I'm going to grab my Old Olive. So the next darkest, my medium color. And again, I'm going to stamp on it, and then I'm going to huff. And then I'm going to stand up so I make sure I get this somewhat even. So I'm watching the bottom down here to make sure it's even because these rainbows have some white space in them. So that it doesn't line up like extremely perfect, but it works. Just like that. Because see how you're going to have that little white border in there? The colors don't touch, but it'll stay just like that. I'm going to tilt my camera just a little bit because it seems like it is awfully high. Are we good? We're down? Okay, we're good. Again, it's hard because I'm used to seeing you guys live and then I can see everything that's going on up here. So when I'm doing it this way, I can't see myself. So I can't see if I'm in frame or not. Okay, so we're going to wait on the, even though I already opened it, we're going to wait on the soft sea foam, and I'm going to come in with my Versamark, but I want to give this a couple of seconds to dry. So I think while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my little clouds here just to give that some time to soak into that paper so we don't wind up smudging anything. And then let me cut out these clouds. So I took the clouds that are two stuck together, and then I took the one bigger one. So let's get this over here and get these. So there's the one with the two stuck together. And then there's the one single one. And then there they all are. Set those off to the side so I don't lose them, hopefully. Okay, so hopefully that gave that enough time to dry. And I'm going to grab the Versamark. And this is my next size down. We're going to Versamark this up. And we're going to grab some gold embossing powder. Oh, but first, see, I almost forgot. Jumping the gun here. I'm going to grab this is called the Embossing Buddy. We no longer sell this. This is not available, but you can find these on Amazon. Just look up embossing buddies or embossing pals or embossing static, you'll find them. Okay, then I'm going to put this one next. Okay, just like that. And because we're using the Versamark, we want to make sure we cover that up before we even open our embossing powder. Because if you've ever gotten embossing powder on your Versamark pad, don't plan on using that pad ever again. It will be destroyed. It's no longer a usable pad. So I'm just going to shuffle that around on that, getting a nice coat. Okay. Get this big glob off the top up here. All right, and then I'm going to, oops, let me put just a little bit more in there. I think I kind of shook it a little bit too much. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, so let me take this spoon out of here and put the lid on because we don't want any heat getting near that tub. And then let's grab the embossing or the heat tool. Now, I love this Stampin' Up heat tool. It has two settings on it. It has a low setting, and then it has a super high setting. I always use the high setting just because it goes a lot quicker. So I just give this a few seconds to heat up. And like I said, it's just seconds. It heats up awfully fast, and be careful because you will burn yourself with this tool. So if you're embossing on a small little piece of paper, I always advise that you have yourself a couple, like a pair of little pinchers, and so you can hold that and hold your tool so you're not, so your hand's far away, so you're not, that heat's not radiating onto your hands because it will burn you. These things get really, really hot. And I would also highly advise you unplugging them before you leave your craft room. Because if you have cats, dogs, any kind of little critters, they might step on the on button. I mean, yeah, with that, you have to click it up, but it's pretty easy to maneuver. I would hate for it to cause damage at your home or hurt anybody or anything. Soft sea foam is what I'm grabbing next. I'm going to huff on this. And then that's going to go as my last little arch. Just like that. Isn't that adorable? Okay. And then we need to grab our card base and our bottom here. I'm using this is called the shimmer ribbon, and I'm using the gold. And then what I want to do is, see, did I lose one of my clouds? Is it hiding from me? There it is. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to adhere, or not adhere, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. So I think I need to open up another pack of dimensionals because I'm almost done. But I'm going to use up my little pieces here because since they are easier, and I know I have a brand new package of mini dimensionals, I just have to find them. Oh, look, I even found another sheet of those. Oh, look, here's the minis. Let's get a new sheet of the minis out. Okay, there we go. Now we're all good. All right, so here's a couple little pieces. I'm just going to use this and put it right on there. And then only one of these little ones are going to get some dimension to it. So I'm just going to cut that in half and put that right on that. Just like that. Okay, this one, the big one, is going to go over here. So it's not, I mean, depending on how you've laid and placed your rainbow pieces together, it might not fit exactly the size across there. and that's okay. Just put it on the bottom of that. And then I'm going to take this other little cloud and I'm going to glue it straight down over here. And then this one, oops, grabbed the wrong side. This one has the dimensionals on it. And I'm going to put this one kind of right cattywampus to this one. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to grab the gold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this piece straight to my evening evergreen. And you will notice that once you emboss and use that heat on your paper, it's going to be a little bit warped. That's why I always like to make sure when I adhere or when I go to put my layers together, I always make sure I glue it straight down and I don't do dimensionals on it, because then it still will not lay flat. But if I've used glue, I know I can get it pretty flat to that surface. As long as I just make sure I push on all the pieces to make sure it lays flat. Okay, so that's going to go just like that. Okay, then I'm going to grab just enough length of my gold to make sure I can tape it on the back. So I'm going to get a couple pieces of tape here and kind of know where I want to put that. And then as I'm holding it, I can just place this piece over and put my tape right on the back. Give it a good seal. And then take this and do the same thing for the other side. Okay, just like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and watch. I've been practicing. You guys are going to see that I've been practicing. Okay, so I'm going to take it and make like a little loop, and then I'm going to wrap this around kind of my fingers, but then I'm going to pinch it over here and shove the pinch kind of through my fingers and bring that up, and then kind of pull everything together. Well, see, now it's going to prove me wrong, because I said I was practicing, so of course it's going to. And then just kind of finagle with your little bow there. See, look, I did it. And I want kind of a smallish bow because I don't want it taking up too much of the front of that card, but I'm just going to stick it kind of right over here on the side. So just like that. But hold on, I don't want to waste that much to cut off. So hold on. If I can pinch this, my goodness. There we go. Then I'm not wasting so much of that. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want it to take that long to make a bow, but hey, guess what? It is what it is. Okay, go like that and go like this. Make those sides even. And then we're going to take a glue dot and we're going to glue dot this on the front of our card. Okay, so let's grab our little bow, put that glue dot right in the back there, and pull that off. I'm just going to kind of pop that right over here on the corner so it's not covering my words. Then we're going to take this and adhere it right to our card base. Now you're going to see me use kind of a bit of glue, and it might be overkill to most of you, but just know that I have embossed this piece so it's got that texture. So I want to make sure the glue really sticks that texture to my cardstock. Because there's nothing like sending somebody a card and having it fall apart, right? Because that's not fun. Okay, pushing on all those pieces to make sure it's all gotten evenly put down there. Isn't that adorable, you guys? Holy geez. When I saw that, I knew. I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to share this card with you. So let's make an inside really quick. Now, I'm not for certain what kind of inside to put in this card because I don't really have anything that is kind of St. Patrick's Day. I do have one set that says Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let me grab that really quick. This one is, it actually has another stamp set that came with it because it is kind of a two-part series. But to see how it says 2 of 2, there's other words that go with this as well. But I'm going to use May the Luck of the Irish Go Double for You. So I'm going to stamp that. I think I'm going to do the Evening Evergreen for the inside of this card. Ugh, look at that. It stuck my finger right in it. Jeez. So I'm going to grab this one. And I know I used my stays on with this stamp, but that's okay. May the luck of the Irish go double for ya. That was a bad impression, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to stand up so I can see what the heck I'm doing, and I want to be able to see my white piece here. Ah, geez. Pretty darn good. And then if you have any kind of, I don't have any stamps that have, what are they called? Shamrocks or clovers. So I'm just going to leave it plain like that because I don't have anything to give it some wah-woom. But we have this gorgeous rainbow on the front. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? There's some little hearts that coordinate with this stamp set. I think I'm actually going to take those little hearts and do them in green because I think that would be cute. Okay. And I am going to take those little hearts and I'm going to do them in Old Olive. So I'm just going to go make sure my hearts are turned the right way. And I'm going to take these little hearts and I'm going to pop one up there, one over here, and then maybe one down here in this bottom corner. Perfect. That's exactly what that needed. That was just enough to give it a little bit more pizzazz inside of there. Now with the envelope, I'm pretty sure we're just going to stick with the same thing with these hearts and just kind of randomly have these hearts kind of coming up the outside of this card, just like that. And then of course we should do some on the back. Just like that. Perfect. That's just enough on that envelope to give it some of the element that it matches our envelope. So what do you guys think of that card? Isn't that adorable? I knew that was something I had to share with you guys. I just wish I could remember the lady's name so I could give credit where credit is due. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to these waves. Let me get some of this cleaned up here. Now, you know what I'm curious is, because this wave is such a big set, I'm curious to know if that wave can actually go through the mini. So you guys are going to see firsthand with me if we can get that to actually go through the mini machine, because since that machine's on sale, and I know a lot of you guys are going to snatch that opportunity, because why wouldn't you? But I know you guys are all going to fall in love with this wave set as well. And it might be nice to know if the wave would fit in the mini machine. So we're going to try that out. Okay, let's put these things away. I know you guys are not here to watch me put stamp sets away, but I'm just going to kind of quickly, because I need my big blocks for this next set. And and I'm throwing stamps everywhere. And I just want to make sure that because I know I don't have 2 of the great big blocks. So I want to make sure I have enough of my stamps or blocks that I can go ahead and make this card and not get stuck. Oh, I got stung by a mosquito, or bitten by a mosquito. Ooh. And we haven't had any rain or anything, so that's kind of surprising, because normally they only come out when it's moist. Ooh, got me good. Okay, I got to take a drink really quick. It is awfully dry down here in Tucson, Arizona. Whew. So if you guys are liking these cards and you want to know all the dimensions on how to make them, be sure to go over to my blog, which is stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com. You're going to find still photos over there. You're going to find the replay of this video. You're also going to find all the dimensions and all the supplies that I've used. So when I put the supplies on there, you're going to see that it's going to say product list. All you have to do is tap on any of those photos and they'll take you right in and add those right to your cart. So it makes it really helpful for you. So you're not like scrambling all over the page trying to figure out what I've used. It's all right there for you. Okay. Or you're not quite certain of a name of a product that I've used. That's what also makes it quite nice. If you are watching from YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get my subscribers up so I can start doing my lives on YouTube as well as Facebook, because I know I have followers in both places. But YouTube has changed the way that they do things, where I have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to go live. And I can't do that without you guys. All right, let me get the other things out here. I got everything cleaned up. All right, let me show you the paper that I'm going to use. I know, again, this is another card that I saw. I'm going to kind of tweak it a little bit, so I'm not doing a full-on case of this card, but somewhat of a case. Okay, so this paper here is called the Hey Sports Fan Designer Series paper. I haven't even done my little circles on the inside yet. Look how lazy I am. But I know you're going to think, what the heck is she going to use ocean with this sports thing? Ooh, that thing burns. But just wait. Let me show you the paper that is going to be used for this card. And then maybe you might get an idea of what I'm going to be doing with this. Let me get out the piece that I'm going to use. Okay, look at that. Do you have any ideas? I'm going to be cutting. I already have one piece cut apart. I cut my pieces in 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to be a little bit smaller than, actually, no, I did it a little bit smaller than that. I did 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 is what I cut this down to. And it is going to be the sunset of my ocean scenery. So let me get my cutout pieces that, oh, come on, get in there. The cutout pieces that I've used, and we're going to go ahead and do this. All right, so there is my piece, and I need a base of basic white thick cardstock is what's going to be my base. If I can get this darn paper out of here. I just refilled all my stuff, so it is so full. I have a heck of a time pulling the papers apart. All right, so this is thick, and I am going to go, ooh, and I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2. Right? Yep. 5 1/2. And we're going to score this at 4 1/4. You don't have to. You could actually, or no, on thick cardstock, you have to score it because it's so thick. It'll leave like this really funky ripple effect if you don't score your paper. All right. So this is my card base. Okay, and I'm going to leave it this way, so it's more of a landscape style. And this paper is going to go on here, but I also need a piece of Pacific Point. I was debating whether or not I liked using Night of Navy or, where's it at? Coastal Cabana, which Coastal Cabana is really pretty with that yellow. You can use quite a few different colors. Look at Misty Moonlight even looks good behind there. But I think this time I use Pacific Point on the other one. I think I'm going to, am I just going to stick with Pacific? I think I'm going to stick with Pacific Point. So let me get a piece of that out because I have one right here, but let's get this cut. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4 by 4, and the designer series paper with that starburst on it is 1/8 of an inch smaller. So that's why I was saying it is 5 1/8, or no, I need to cut it down. So 5 1/8 is where I need to cut it, but I want to go from this side. And then we'll go down this side. Nope, we're going to go from the top. And then I'm going to cut this at 3 7/8. All right, just like that. Get rid of all these. Don't need those. And look at the back side of this. Isn't that cool? With those polka dots. All right. So I'm going to have my sun coming out of the side over here towards my wave, okay? So I'm going to set that aside because we don't need that right now because we are going to do some stamping now and some die cutting. So this set has this gorgeous foil paper that is not going to be continuing into the new catalog. So that's why I tell you guys, since it's an exclusive set, only the stamp set is going to be going into the new annual catalog. So these gorgeous papers, look at this Coastal Cabana foil paper. It is, oh, this paper is so delicious. And voila, we have a silver back in stock because they took silver away from us. And God, I remember when they announced that, there were demonstrators who were fuming, like literally fuming. All right, this is that great big stamp that I was saying I have to have the big block. Here are the dies. So the way these dies coordinate, you're going to see it because I'm going to use both of them. And when I first showed this, I thought they were opposite because of the way that they were sitting on here. They're not. They actually go on top of each other and just add a little bit of different textures as they align on top of one another. So I am going to do one of these waves. I'm going to cut out in the Night of Navy, and then I'm going to do the other one in my silver. Then I'm also going to come in with these really weird things that you might be going, huh, what the heck are those? These little weird little marquee things. I'm going to also do those in silver as well. So let's grab and see if we can get this to cut on the small machine. Let's try it out. I'm pretty sure those will fit. They look like they'll fit. But just because something looks like one way doesn't always mean it works out the way I'm looking at it and imagining it. Okay, so we're gonna need our plates. Again, that haggard one goes towards the bottom. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, looks like we're pretty good right now. And then I'm gonna lay my blue. This is my Night of Navy. Let's see. Ugh, it's not gonna work. Shoot, I gotta cut another piece. You know what I was thinking in my mind? That this would lay like that, but that won't cut like that. So let me get another piece of that cut so we can use that. Let's see, let me get this cut really quick. And I'm going to cut off of camera just because the fact that I don't have enough room up there now that I just pulled that machine out. Okay, so here we go. So let's get, the way that I like layering these is if you look at this bottom portion right here, one is a little bit taller than the other one. I like putting the shorter one on the front. And you don't have to do it like that, but that's just the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do that one in the blue, the one that's going to go on the top. I'm just going to lay that on there. Well, it helps if I have it enough space there, right? Yep, that thing will just fit on there. Woohoo! Okay, so now you guys will know that this set does work in the mini. Okay, there is that. And when you go to pull this out, it's going to have a bunch, ugh, I got it really too long. Okay, when you pull this out, you're going to find that you have all these little tidbits that kind of hang behind, and that's fine. Okay, push these little pieces out. And yes, you could use your little take your pick brushy thing, but I would advise going this way so you don't mark up your foil paper at all. But it works just as fine by just kind of poking them out with your fingers or using the other end of your take your pick that has the little poker part. That would work as well. All right, so let's set this back on here and bring this in. Oops, I don't want to get color on anything. Those are for the next card. Put my piece down. I'm going to lay this on there and come in with this piece. And I'm going to go this way with it. And then I'm going to put these two little, I don't know what the heck they're called, but it doesn't matter what they're called. It's just as long as I show you what they go for. All right, get that more even on there. And I'm going to take my mat and make sure everything is aligned. And here we go. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Now I'm tossing things. All right, let me get this put away because we're done with that. Actually, we're not, but we're going to be done with it for the moment. Okay, until I can get some of this other stuff out of the way. All right, there's my 2 little dies so we don't lose those. And then here's our big wave. And then these little other things. Okay, and then pop these big pieces out. Now I wish I could find something to do with these pieces because I hate wasting because this is so beautiful. And since they took this silver foil away from us, you kind of want to, you know, use every little piece of it because you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to take it away from us again. And oh, I just want to make sure I utilize everything. Okay, there is that one. And the other one is hiding underneath here. I don't want to toss those. Okay, let's get these out of the way. All right, and let me move my dies here. Put these things back in here. Because then I can visually see that all my dies are all together. Okay, I'm going to be using this piece with white, my clouds with white. And then I don't remember where that one went, but I'm just going to stick it right there for now. And then I am going to need these birds right here. Okay, I guess we weren't done with this. I fibbed. So we need some white scraps. So I have the perfect little piece right here that I just cut. And I can put my clouds on there and my little border or my little banner piece right on there as well. And then those can go through. Oops. Oh, I don't have my bottom piece on there right. Let go. I gotta get this all together. I was really hanging off the edge there. It would have never cut through that border or that little banner. Okay, let's take our clouds and our little sentiment piece there. There's my clouds, and these are just little pieces that go in the garbage. And then I just need a little piece of black right here that I'm going to take my birds and run my birds through. Now I really debated whether or not I wanted to do the birds in silver, because when birds are up in the air, and since they're white, not black, I kind of thought the silver would make them kind of like shimmery, but as you can see, I didn't go that route. But doing birds in silver are pretty too. Maybe I'll do the birds in silver on the next card. Yeah, we'll do that. Because that's where I can utilize all these pieces, is for like birds and that kind of stuff. All right, get this out of the way. Don't lose my clouds. Let me get these back on here so I don't lose anything. Okay, just like that. All right, set that aside. Now, let's get our wave stamped so it has a moment to dry. I'm going to come in with Pacific Point, since I used Pacific Point as my back layer. Now with this, since it's such a big stamp, you might want to take your pad and go this way with it, so you make sure you can see that you're getting everything colored in on that stamp. And then when you go to do this, guess I can stay this way. With my, where did my scrap go? This will work. I always seem to keep my little bits and pieces for any of my, what do you want to call them? Any of the back sides of the flyers. There we go. Geez, flyers that I make. I try to keep all of that so I can just keep reusing it because I'm kind of just that way. Okay, give that a second to marinate. Ooh, beautiful. Now, the way I clean this is I take this to my sink and I rinse it off because it is really, really big. But since I'm going to be using it again on the next card, I'm not going to go wash it. So I'm going to give that a couple of seconds to dry while I get the rest of these pieces adhered because I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to move this so I don't stick my arm in it because that is so something I would do. All right, so my blue piece is going to be going over my silver piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply glue on kind of these pieces that I know are going to line up on there. Just like that. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to place this right over the top of that silver. And it lines up perfectly on there. And you just got to make sure the glue hits just enough little spots that it just kind of sticks together. And once, because see how none of this is stuck? That's okay, because once you get it on your stamped image, then you can get it to stick together. So I'm just going to set it aside just like that and let it kind of, I guess, try to push it again a little bit to make some of those pieces stick together. Okay, there we go. That's going to go there. And then with these two little silver pieces that I was showing you, how they're kind of just a wonky little thing, I'm going to grab it looking this way. And then this is how I'm going to put my glue on it. So I'm not getting it all over my fingers, because otherwise, as soon as I get it on my fingers and I touch this silver, what do you know? I'm going to wind up getting it all smeared and smudged and looking gross. And I don't want that. So if I do it like that, see, that's what those little weird things were meant to do, is go on the clouds. I had no clue until I saw a couple of people making these cards, and I'm like, ah, geez. It fits perfectly, fits like a glove. Okay, there's that one. And then, ooh, this thing's awfully sticky. I'm not going to use that right now. Since we've got this piece out, I'm going to grab my StazOn. Since I'm not using any of my Stampin' Blends with it, I'm just simply going to be stamping my sentiment. I am going to use StazOn because StazOn always gives you a nice crisp look to it. I'm going to say your strength is an inspiration. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I make sure I can see that I get this centered in here. Because something about standing up and popping your butt out just makes your stamps centered. Okay, there we go. We are also going to be using some of the gorgeous Rhinestone Waves basic jewels that come in. It tells you it comes in 3 colors, but I'm telling you these colors are a little bit different. So I'm going to say there's 6 different colors. But when you buy them, you can pick whether or not you see 6 colors there. I do, but that's just me, and I've had a couple of people agree with me, so you do you. All right, I'm going to fussy cut this piece here, but you don't have to be all too crazy concerned whether or not you're staying around the edge, because we are actually going to be overlaying this with that foil paper. And I'm actually going to go right up in the center of this and cut some of this center piece out, just moving the paper and not my scissors, and kind of just bringing this around and then cutting it off. And then I am going to come around here and do the same thing. And I'm not keeping any of those little dotty things on there. I'm going to actually cut all those off, just like that. Looks just like a wave. And then get rid of these pieces. And then we're going to take this, and this is where you can kind of apply more glue to all the pieces, because it is going to stick right on the front of this wave now. Okay. Now this is going to overhang just a bit, and that's okay. Okay, get that to stick on there. Oops, I guess I don't want it to overhang that way. I want it to be lined up going that way. Okay, there we go. Very sticky. All right, now this is going to go over here like that. And see what I said? It doesn't matter that it overhangs, because you're not even going to see that. And then we're going to adhere that to this paper here. But I think this time I want some dimension. On the other one that I made, I didn't put any dimension on that. But you know what? Why not? I'm going to, yep. Okay, that's garbage. Oh my gosh, my stomach is grumbling so bad. I hope you guys can't hear my stomach over here being a grouch. I did tell you guys that I started my keto diet back up, because during this whole COVID thing, I've gained quite a few pounds back, and I didn't like it. And so I knew it wasn't healthy for me to, you know, be like that, because I could hear myself snoring really bad at night, because for me, as I gain weight, it makes my snoring worse. So when I'm waking myself up in the middle of the night because of my snoring, I know things are bad. So it's time to get my butt in gear. All right, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay this over the front of this piece of designer series paper. Just like that. I think this top piece got on there all too straight. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, that's much better. Okay, don't lose my little pieces here. All right, so this is now going to get adhered straight to the Pacific point. Okay. And then this little piece right here is going to get popped up on dimensionals. And this is going to come, I was thinking maybe right here. Well, I think I'm going to kind of bring it up here, just like that. And then these little clouds are going to also get popped up. There's a lot of dimension on this card. Which some cards I like dimension and other cards I'm like, not so much. Just kind of depends. But with this looking like a scenery, you know things are going to be in front and back. You know it's going to work that way on your card. So it's kind of good to have your dimension on there. Okay, I'm going to take this cloud and I'm going to kind of just set it right, kind of up a little bit higher. And then this one, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to put that top part of the cloud just hanging onto that. And then my little birds are going to get actually adhered down. They're going to get stuck. Okay, this one is going to go right here. And then this one, if I can pick it up, is going to go right below, like where the wave is cresting. Okay, this is going to go right here, just like that. All right, and now we need some bling. But first, I'm going to get this stuck to the white. So I've showed you a couple of my other samples that I've made of this card. I will bring those out again to show you because I really do think they turned out awesome. And any little bit of more inspiration for using a set is always a good thing, because then it really shows you how you can use the set differently instead of only seeing one or two cards and then always being like, well, I don't want to buy that set if I can only make 2 different designs with it. This is not that set. You could do so much with this. Okay, so I am going to use my Take Your Pick, and I think I'm going to come in with these more Pacific Point blue, and I'm going to put the big one right down here, and then I'm going to use a couple small ones. I'm going to put one up there on that little banner piece, and then we'll put one right there. Isn't that stunning? Oh, beautiful. And then I think for the envelope, since you kind of can see the different blues and stuff in there, you can actually take a piece of this paper and run that along, if I can get it out of my hands, run this blue piece of paper. I mean, there's a couple different blues in here with, I didn't make a thing for this because I know it wasn't sticking around long, but I think I'm going to actually grab, I'm just going to grab this one here because I have it handy. It's right towards the front. And since I don't really have any greens or anything on there, I'm not going to go with that. But I'm just going to cut a small portion, like 1/2 inch off of here. And then I can use, I'm going to go to 6 on the one piece, and then the other piece is going to go for the inside. So with this one strip, I'm going to put a layer on the, or piece in the inside here on the bottom. And then we'll also put a piece across the envelope. Okay, and then cut off our extra piece back here. Okay, just like that. And then across the front of the envelope, I will do the same thing. Oops, let's make sure, okay. Make sure my envelope's sitting correctly because, ask me how I know that. Okay, there we go. And there is our beautiful envelope with our card. Let me look at these other stamps and see. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. So you can say our friendship is a thing of beauty. Your strength is an inspiration. That might be a really neat sentiment to go on the inside. I think I'm actually going to do that. And I'm going to stamp that in Pacific Point. Or no, I'm not. I'm going to do black since I have black on the front here. I am using my Stays On again, so it's nice and crisp. Okay. Ooh, that's not too straight. Well, I might have to do something with that because, unless it's just me. I don't know. You know what? We have a little bird right here. Maybe if I conceal with a couple little seagulls, maybe it will make it, oh crap. I'm not too good with small stamps because for some reason I always seem to kind of get them sideways. I have my, well, I did have it just sitting right here. Oh, it's got to be over here. There it is. All right, so in my adhesive kits, I always tell you guys that I have a sand eraser in there. Well, now you guys are going to get to see kind of what the sand eraser is for. I might have just really haggard the inside of this card, but it looks like I was just able to remove quite a bit of that black off there. Whew. Saved by the sand eraser. Woohoo! And I think I'm going to put one more up. Nope, down here. Okay, light touch. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. I have to get that through my mind when I'm using the small little stamps. Okay, there we go. That makes that not look so crooked in the inside of there, so that's good. All right, there is that card. Gorgeous. Okay, and then we're going to keep this stuff all out because I'm going to be using it again for our next card. Try to get some of that off since I'm using Stays On ink. And the sooner you get that kind of off of there, the easier it is to clean your stamps. But it doesn't matter because, like I've said multiple times, that a pigmented stamp means it's been a used stamp. And if your stamp looks like it's been used, then you know that it's been loved and it was a great stamp. Otherwise, if you look at it and it's brand new, then you didn't love it. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. And let me grab my stuff here. So with this card, I'm going to be using my Stamparatus. How often do you guys use your Stamparatus? Mine, I don't think I use enough. There's probably quite a few different cards that I could 100%, make a better card if I took my Stamparatus out. But for some reason, it's in my drawer and I kind of forget about it, and that's my bad. But for this one, since we're going to be applying a couple different layers, I want to use the Stamparatus on this so we make sure we get our card straight. Okay, I have Pacific Point, I have all my pieces here. I have also Bermuda Bay and Balmy Blue for this one. Okay, let me get all the pieces that I need. Okay, so I'm using a piece, let me give you the measurements here. My card base is going to be Balmy Blue, and this, because it is just regular cardstock, I can go ahead and fold this in half to make my card base. Just like that. And then my next layer is going to be, you know what? I don't think that, I think I've cut some pieces off of this, so hold on. Let me get a different Balmy Blue, because I think the other day I remember cutting a strip off of that, and that's okay because now I can use that for other things that I need it for. Okay, so let's cut this in half, which is going to be at 5.5. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that in half again. All right, that looks better. I thought that looked awful narrow, but again, sometimes I can see things and it doesn't quite mean much. This piece is going to be 4 by 5.25. And then this next piece is going to be 3 1/4 by 5. Okay, that's going to be our piece that we stamp on. So let me put this in here and kind of angle where I want it. Oh, give me this. Do know that these magnets are crazy, like crazy sticky magnets. Now I'm not going to put, my goodness, I'm not going to put, yeah, figure it out, use my words. I'm not going to put another magnet over here since this stamp is going to be kind of grabbing that. That's why I kind of wanted to see where I need to place my other magnet. So now I can lay this right on here, making sure that I am lining up enough hang off to fit in this card. Now I'm just going to snatch that stamp up by pressing down on that. Let's get these out of the way. And then I like grabbing one of my other stamps that I know that is just completely off color that I'm not going to use, but I'm going to lay that on the other side over here. So then when I go to apply my ink with these pads, I'm going to apply pressure evenly on that. Okay, so my first color that I'm going to come in with is going to be Pacific Point. Oops, hold on, you guys. Everything decided to kind of start crashing down. All right, so I'm going to take Pacific Point. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to just apply that right down there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, knowing that I was keeping this on these 2 lines, I'm just going to move this up just a skosh. Like really just a hair. And then over a hair. So when I add this next color, it's not exactly going to be on the exact part that I just put this on. It's going to be over just a little bit so you can see the 2 different coordinating colors here. All right, where did I just put, oh, I put my chamois up here. Because now I need to make sure I wipe this down. Just like that. Another good reason to have a chamois, that you can clean your stamp pad off while it is on your stamp apparatus. Okay, now I'm going to come in with Bermuda Bay. Okay, and now we're going to go like this. Okay, kind of giving it a different, now see where it almost looks like it's blurry? That's okay, we want that. Now, I'm going to move this back to where I had it in my alignment in between those two. Now I'm going to come in with one more color. Man, these magnets are kind of vicious. Okay, now I'm going to wipe this off, and then now I'm going to come in with Balmy Blue. A different color blue. Okay, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it because I'm done with that for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I have a piece over here, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut kind of a, what do you call it? Kind of a stencil for myself. And I'll show you why in just a second. This was kind of my dummy piece. So I'm going to just hold that there. You can glue, you can put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it to hold that. But I decided that just holding it works very well. I'm going to grab one of my brushes and I'm going to grab that Balmy Blue again. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to grab Pool Party. I'm going to grab the Pool Party. And then hold my stencil on there. And that's okay that I can still see some of that because it's all going to kind of blend once you see what I'm doing. Oops, I need to lay something underneath my, where did my scrap go? I just had that darn thing. Oh, that's right, I moved it over here. Okay, put my scrap. Oops, sorry you guys, I didn't mean to hit that. All right, hold this here. Okay, and then always go over on your paper so you don't have any like splotchy things. And then I'm just going to lightly apply the sky to this piece. And you can see how it's just very lightly a different hint because you can see this is white here and this is not quite so white anymore. All right, so now we're done with that. I just wanted a very light tint on that. And then, where was I going next? See, you can see the two different colors there to know that, yes, it did get some white on it. All right, that's going to sit just like that. Now I need a piece of white scrap. Where did I put that one little piece that I just had sitting out here? Probably again, I probably left it over here. Yep, I did. Okay, so here is my scrap that I cut that other piece out. Now I'm going to come in with my, where did I put the stamp set? Oh, for the love of Pete. I'm going to come in with that wood piece here with the pelican or whatever kind of bird you want to call that thing. I think it kind of looks like a pelican. And when I think of the beach, I think of pelicans. So now I'm going to stamp this in Memento because of the fact that I am going to be using my Stampin' Blends on this little character here. And I'm going to stamp it kind of up a little bit because I'm going to use the, whatchamacallit, the die to cut that out. All right, then I think what I want to use is, we have all these new browns. Let's try some colors out. Ooh, that's very dark. So this is 400. I kind of like that brown better, so I'm going to put this one back up here. What number was that? This one here is 400. And then let's go to maybe this one, a 500. That does look good, but I think I want just a shade darker or maybe a shade lighter. Oh, nope, that's too pink. All right, let's try this one. This is 100, so it's probably going to be really dark. It is. So let's try 200. That's better. Okay, we're going to use these two colors. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to go lightly down the darker accents of the wood. Just like this. And then I'm going to take the lighter one and kind of blend those together. Okay, just like that. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a little bit of my light pumpkin pie and kind of do his beak. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my crumb cake, but I'm going to use the light crumb cake. And just kind of go along its back right here, just kind of adding a hint of color to this bird. Just like that. And then I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to call that good. Okay. Then what I need to do is I need to come back in with my dies and I need to cut this out. And with this, there is a die that goes with this set that cuts that pelican out. Okay, so I'm going to actually just use the big machine since it's already, I put that other stuff away. Okay, then I decided that I was going to use the birds and I was going to cut those out in silver, remember? So let me grab the silver little scrap that I had here and let me cut out some of my birds. All right, so here are my little birds in that. And then let me put this die away and put this one away. And then there is one more thing that we're going to do to this piece that we just did here. Is what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. Make sure everything doesn't come crashing off my desk up there. And my spoon is already inside of there. And then I want to move these so I don't lose them, because you guys know how I am. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark again. And now I brought in a different set. This is the Flowering Tulips. But see these little tick marks, these little X's? Look, my bicycle fell out. I am going to use that little X, because X marks the spot. And some Versamark. I'm just going to put some of these little, just randomly around on here. And if I move my head a little bit, I can see the sheen of where I'm going to be putting those. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is move that stamp, shut that, and then come in here with my white Stays On. And yes, I screwed up and I forgot to rub my embossing buddy on there, but it's all good. It all seems to be okay, because I'm kind of looking for those little marks anyways. So it's okay if some of that residual stays on there, because it's kind of the look that I'm going for. All right, so if you can see, I have all those little X marks on there. And now I'm going to get this heat gun going and heat up those little X marks. And you won't even see that they're X marks once you heat those up. Now I used the white embossing powder. There we go. On that, and then let me get my other pieces cut that we need for our other piece that we're going to use here. We are going to put that aside now, and here is our little pelican guy, and then our birds, and then my card base I put right here, so we're going to move that up here. But then we need our outer piece that's going to go right there. Okay, keep everything together so I don't lose anything. And then I needed a piece. Oh, I'm throwing stuff. I need just a small scrap of white for this. So I'm going to use the wording, the sentiment on this one. I'm going to say, "You're totally awesome," on this one. I don't know why I needed white, because I didn't need white, but I need the blue, and I'm going to need my silver piece, which, where did I just put it? Okay, here's my silver piece. So you're going to see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stamp, "You're totally awesome," but I'm going to, again, come in with Versamark. And I'm going to put this kind of right here in the center, leaving myself some space so I can cut this piece down to the way that I want it. Okay, there's my words. It all looks gravy. And then I'm going to grab my silver embossing powder. And hence the fact why I made my little bird silver. Okay, just like that. And that's going to come out beautifully. So let's get the lid back on this. And then get the heat gun again, since we're doing a couple different colors here. Doesn't that silver just look amazing on that balmy blue? Oh, I think it just stands out so well on that blue. All right, then what we want to do is take our trimmer and come in here and kind of guesstimate where we're going to cut this down. So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to watch the other side. And I think we could probably, no, 3/4 is going to be too small. So I'm going to go at 1 inch. And then we're going to make it, where are we at? 2 inches is going to be too short. We might just go here. Actually, let me cut this side off a little bit. And then I can figure out which way we're going to go here. Yep. 2 is going to be good. All right. So 1 by 2, 2 by 1. And then I need silver. And now I'm going to go 1 1/4. By 2 1/4. And then that is going to get mounted on that. Okay, with just regular glue. Oh, I just think that turned out so beautiful. Okay, so let's start adhering this card. So I'm mounting that right under the white. Okay, this is going to get a couple of dimensionals on it. It's so funny. Like I said, I forget that you guys that I'm not like really live. And I almost told you guys to, hey, remind me to show you those cards towards the end of this. And, you know, you just can't. And then I'm just going to cut another little tidbit off just for the head so it's not just free floating there. Okay. That is going to go right down here. Oh, shoot. I almost forgot the main part of that. Eek. I grabbed some of this. Now this is the linen thread. Now I gotta find the end of it. And what I wanted to do was put a glue dot on the back here. So I'm just gonna grab a glue dot and just smash that there on the back. And then I'm gonna put a piece of this because I colored over where they had their twine on there, where it looked like it was colored on there, but I'm going to use real stuff. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to smash it again on the back of that and then cut it, because that glue dot will hold that there. Okay, there we go. And then that's going to go right there. And then this is going to go kind of right at the top up here. And I'm going to pop that up as well. How do I keep oh geez, sitting right there. It's just going to say, how do I keep losing my dimensionals? Okay, this is going to go right along here. Okay, and then my little birds, which we still have hanging out here. I'm going to put one right there. One right up there. And then what I was thinking, and I should have done this before I put my little sentiment piece on there, but it's okay. It's not going to, you know, hurt anything, because what I'm going to do is I will just lay my scrap over that, and I'm going to put my piece of scrap paper back down, and then I'm going to take the lid, and I'm using my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to kind of lightly flick my Wink of Stella. And I'm going to kind of really soupy it up. So I want some kind of big, thick drops hitting on that. Okay. Oops. You know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to wipe that off on the inside. And now I'm going to have glitter everywhere, but ooh, I like glitter. It's okay. So there is some shimmer looking like there's kind of that water spray coming off. And that's kind of what I did with that white. And then let's grab our card base. That sit there, and then we have the inside of our card. Is that my cut piece? That's too big. I just need to cut that down. But I had a base already cut. Who knows with me? Okay, 4 by 5 1/4 goes on the inside. And because I put the "You're Totally Awesome," I think I'm going to do the wording "Happy Birthday" from that set. It says "Happy Birthday" right here. So let me get the "Happy Birthday" out. Look, I've used every single one of those stamps. They're all sitting around here somewhere. Okay, so I think I'm going to put "Happy Birthday" down here at the bottom. I think I'm actually going to take this other strip of paper, because since I used the 3 different colors in there, we have another paper in here. This one that's actually right here. Well, that piece isn't going to be big enough, but this right here that has all these different colors in it, I think is going to be beautiful on the bottom of this card. So let me get a strip of this. Again, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. I will do 6 inches for the card base. So you got 6 and 6. And I know I didn't use any Granny Apple Green, but that's okay because it's still going to look good on this card. Because that's what I said. The products all coordinate together. So just because you didn't use one color doesn't mean that that paper is not going to be beautiful on there. All right, so then I'm going to grab my Stays On one more time with the "Happy Birthday." And And I'm going to stamp that happy birthday right against that bottom paper. Okay, let's cut this piece off. Just like that. Let's put this on the inside of our, or the outside of our envelope. Okay, like that. And cut off our little end piece. And then let's get this inside of our card. And then I'll show you the other cards, and then we'll get to our winners. Because normally I do winners after our second card, but I kind of forgot I was on a roll with these. I already had all the stuff out for these waves cards, so I just kind of thought that we would just keep doing those before I stopped and did that. So isn't that gorgeous? And then we've got the envelope to match there. Like I said, the colors are different, but it still looks good because you can still see the different colors of blues and stuff in there. So there is our last card. So let me bring in all of the cards for today. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way here though, so I can bring everything in and show you. But yes, I definitely wanted to make sure I got a St. Patrick's card to you guys early so you guys can start creating some of those St. Patty's Day cards. So let me grab, here's this one and here's this one. So there are the cards from today. And we've got our little hearts on there. And then there's our blue paper with that card. And then that one. Okay, so that's what we created today. So these will get winners next week, and these will go out to you lucky ones who win these cards. So the way that you get entered is like, comment, share on this video on Facebook. I know it's not a live, but you guys can comment still. You can still, you know, hit that like button. You can share the video. Just make sure you tell me that you've shared it, because otherwise I won't know, because it doesn't let me know names. Okay, so those are the cards for today. Let me bring the other two waves cards in that I made previously to show you. Oh, you know what? This card needs some bling. Hold on a minute. We're missing something here. Where did I put my bling? I was actually thinking the silver might look good on that. So hold on. Let me see if I can find my little epoxies. I do love the gems, though, that came with this set. Oh, they're up here. So let's see what we think. If we think that maybe the balmy blue would look good on there, on that card, which is this row here that I'm looking at, or some of these silver epoxy dots. I think that might be too much, because we're kind of trying to keep that silver subtle. So I think that's going to be. So I'm just going to grab some of these balmy blue. We're going to put a couple of those on there. So I'm going to do one right up there. One down there. And then maybe a medium one right there. Wow. Actually, I'm going to put the medium one there, and then I'm going to move this other small one right up here. There, that fits better. There we go. Why is that sucker not sticking? Oh, because I forgot its little glue. Its little glue was already stuck on there and didn't want to leave. It was telling me, nope, I like my home. Leave me alone. Again, another reason why I always leave it on that tool, because I always seem to be going to that one. So there we go. Yeah, the balmy blue looks really good on there. Okay, now those cards are complete. So this is the other one that I made just to show you guys a little bit more inspiration with this wave set. And that's one of those fold open, like sideways cards. And then because I was on this whole kick with the bridge cards, that I went ahead and made a bridge fold out of this one because I just thought it looked so good with that wave. And then again, the little seagull or pelican on the wood beams. So there's that one also. Okay, so let's get to our winners for last week's cards. We have this first card here. And again, this is not a Stampin' Up! Envelope, but it's going to have to go in there because of the fact that when I go to mail this to this person, it's not going to be able to go inside of a regular Stampin' Up! Envelope. But this card here is going to go to Miss Danette K, or Danny K is what she goes by. So this is going to be coming in the mail to you, Danny. And I'm pretty sure I can get that to fit in there. All right, so that's that B one, but this was called the, now I can't remember what it was called. But you guys can watch the video from last week to see how to make that. And then, woo-hoo-hoo, card number 2. I love these two colors together. This is that Blushing Bride with the basic gray. This is going to go to Pam Williams. Whoop, whoop. Way to go, Pam. Isn't that beautiful? That will be coming your way in the mail. And I use that shimmer paper so you can see that little shimmering going on in her dress and in her hat. Okay. And then the last one we did was that the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, with the trees, like you're looking up through, like if you were laying back on your sleeping bag and looking up towards the sky. We did all this tree scenery. This one, I didn't have anything to make on the card, but I think I'm just going to take these trees and just put a couple of trees going up. This is going to go to Patty Rutledge. And this was using that marbling paper that was only available during, it was called the Simply Marvelous. It was that paper that was part of the celebrations that is no longer available. So Patty, you're going to be getting this card. All righty, you guys. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you that we did on this card, since I did on the background that floral, ornate floral back embossing. I did it on the card envelope as well. All right. Okay, you guys, I am so thankful that you guys stick around and you watch my videos and you keep supporting me. Even though this was not a live, I know quite a few of you guys are still going to jump on here and watch my video. This is the new March host code. Don't forget to, don't add that other one if you see it around. Make sure you always watch what month I have on it so you're placing the right host code in there. Otherwise, it does nobody any good. All right, you guys, have a wonderful week. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. Again, make sure you comment, share, or like the video to be, or you could do all three. You know, that would be the biggest compliment to me ever, is if you could do all three things. But you will be entered in the drawing for next week to winning one of these cards. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, like I said, and I will see you back here on Monday. All right, bye-bye, you guys.